Hello students, I am Sachitrakar. Welcome to Cars Physics. This is my lecture 20 on electrostatics and we are continuing electric charge and electric field. In previous lecture, we have discussed about electric dipole moment. Okay. In this lecture, we will discuss about work done and potential energy of dipole in uniform electric field. Okay. So, I would like to approach you, those who have gone through previous lecture, please go through, and I have discussed the basic concept of electric dipole and dipole moment. Okay. And that discussion will be helpful for this lecture. First thing is uniform electric field. Okay, this is uniform electric field representation of uniform electric field. Okay, electric field is uniform if electric field lines are parallel and equidistant. Okay, electric field lines are parallel and equidistant, which represent an uniform electric field. Again, we know direction of electric field is from high potential to low potential, or simply speaking, electric field is directed from positive to negative. Let this uniform electric field is E, means E is electric field strength. Okay. Then about electric dipole. This is an electric dipole which contains two equal and opposite charges plus q and minus q separated by a distance. We have taken the distance 2L. Okay. Again we have discussed dipole moment P, which is a vector quantity and its product of magnitude of one of the charge and distance between two equal and opposite charges. Again we may take an unit vector n cap which shows direction of dipole moment, and direction of dipole moment is from minus q to plus q. This is direction of dipole moment from minus q to plus q. Okay. Let the dipole is placed in uniform electric field at any position, or the angle made by the dipole with uniform electric field is theta. Theta may have any value. Okay. So we have taken arbitrarily theta. Okay. In this case, dipole makes an angle theta, means dipole moment. Angle between dipole moment and electric field is theta. Okay, and as we have discussed, if a dipole is placed in uniform electric field, then resultant force experienced by the dipole is zero if the dipole is placed at any position in the uniform electric field. So theta is any angle. So you may consider the dipole is at any position in the uniform electric field. Okay. This positive charge will experience a force which is parallel to the direction of electric field. If this force is F, this force is QE. Okay. Again, this negative charge will experience a force which is opposite to the direction of electric field, means anti-parallel to the direction of electric field. Again, this is QE. Thus, the dipole experiences two equal and opposite forces. Okay. So, as we know, if magnitude of the forces is same and directions are opposite, this is dipole moment P. The positive charge experiences a force F that is equals to QE. Okay. Again, this negative charge experiences a force that's also equals to F is equal to QE. Okay. So these two forces are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. Okay. Again, we have already discussed the dipole experiences two equal and opposite forces separated by a distance. The basic concept, as you know, where there are two equal and opposite forces separated by a distance means line of action of the forces are different. Then this constitutes a couple. Couple produces torque. Okay, couple produces torque. Since this force is parallel to the direction of electric field and this is anti-parallel to the direction of electric field, perpendicular distance between these two equal and opposite forces. Let's take this is A, this is B, this is C. Then BC is perpendicular distance between these two equal and opposite forces, and we have discussed if this is 2L, this is theta, then BC is 2L sin theta. Okay, and accordingly torque is magnitude of one of the force and perpendicular distance between these forces. Okay, so this couple will experience a torque. Okay, this torque, if the dipole is placed like this, see, this force is towards right. So if I apply the force towards right, it will tend to rotate the dipole in clockwise order. Okay, this force will tend to rotate the dipole in clockwise order. Okay, again about this force, this is perpendicular distance, this is force. If you apply the force towards left, then this force will also tend to rotate in clockwise order. So here two equal and opposite forces, magnitude of the forces is same but directions are opposite. Okay, but both the forces tend to rotate the dipole in same order, that's in clockwise order. Means torque due to dipole, torque due to couple tends to rotate the dipole in clockwise order. Okay, so sense of rotation is clockwise. So if clockwise order is sense of rotation, as you know, in vector form, torque is equal to cross product of dipole moment and electric field. Then this is the direction of dipole moment, this is the direction of electric field from this diagram, and angle between them is theta. Then direction of torque means direction of P cross E. As per right hand thumb rule or right hand screw rule, direction of torque means P cross E. Theta is acute angle between P and E. So this is sense of rotation clockwise. Then direction of torque means sense of rotation is clockwise but direction of torque is inwards. We do represent inward cross. Direction is inwards means sense of rotation is clockwise. Okay, I think this is very easier for you, this much of discussion. Okay, now work done. First we will find work done in rotating a dipole from one position to another position or from one orientation to another orientation. Okay, I am bringing the diagram to this new position. This is the direction of electric field. Okay, this is the dipole. Okay, dipole is placed in the uniform electric field at any position. This is minus Q, this is plus Q, this is QE, and this is also QE. This is also QE. So this is 2L and this angle is theta. Now dipole will rotate automatically in clockwise order. Okay, so the torque experienced by the dipole means couple. Torque due to couple experienced by the dipole in clockwise order means this torque is experienced by the dipole by virtue of presence of electric field. Means force experienced by the dipole due to electric field and torque experienced by the dipole is also due to electric field. Okay, again you know work. Again I am explaining you about work. In linear motion we may take work is equal to dot product of force and displacement. Okay, in rotational motion, rotational work may be taken as work is equal to torque dot angular displacement. Torque dot angular displacement. In linear motion force, in rotational motion torque, in linear motion linear displacement is s, in rotational motion angular displacement is theta. As we consider angular displacement is a vector quantity. Say students, this formula means in linear motion and in rotational motion these two formula are valid. This is for constant force and this is for constant torque. If force is constant, we may take work is equal to F dot S. If torque is constant, we may take work is equal to dot product of torque and angular displacement. Okay, but for variable force, if force varies, we can't take work is equal to F dot S because force is variable. In that case, we will take a small amount of work dW is equal to force dot a small displacement ds. dW is equal to F dot ds for variable force. Then to get total work, we have to integrate both sides. dW integration of F dot ds. So we may take 0 to W and limits from S1 to S2. If you take F dot dx, you may take x1 to x2. Okay, this is for linear motion. For rotational motion, see, as we have got here torque is equal to P cross E, means magnitude of torque is P E sin theta. Okay, as it is observed in this case, means if a dipole is placed in uniform electric field, torque is not constant. Torque depends upon theta. Okay, theta is not constant. The dipole may rotate from one position to another position. When dipole is rotated from one position to another position, then theta changes. If theta changes, then torque changes. Then this is the case of variable torque. If torque is variable, then we will take for rotational motion a small amount of work is torque dot small angular displacement d theta. Work is equal to small amount of work is equal to torque dot small angular displacement d theta. Okay, this is for variable torque. Okay, then to get total work, we may integrate both sides. Integration of dW from 0 to W, integration of torque dot d theta. We may take limits from theta 1 to theta 2, from one orientation to another orientation. This is basic form of work done. In case of constant force, constant torque, variable force and variable torque. Note it fast. We'll come to our discussion, but these are the basic discussions. Okay. Have you taken screenshot? 1, 2, 3, 4. Can I erase it? Will I erase it? Okay, I am erasing. See, if the dipole is left in the electric field like this, then due to presence of electric field, the dipole experiences torque due to couple, which will rotate the dipole in clockwise order. See, this force will tend to rotate in clockwise order. This force will also tend to rotate in clockwise order. You keep the dipole and apply the force, it will rotate the dipole in clockwise order. You keep the dipole, apply the force towards left, it will tend to rotate the dipole in clockwise order. Okay. So, if the dipole is rotated in clockwise order due to the torque experienced by it by virtue of electric field, then here the rotation, sense of rotation is in clockwise order and torque produces clockwise rotation. Okay. So, about change in potential energy, this is very conceptual. Change in potential energy. Change in potential energy. Let's consider the dipole is at any angle, let theta 1. This is 12, we know it. Okay. We may rotate the dipole in clockwise order or we may rotate the dipole in anti-clockwise order. If the dipole is rotated in clockwise order, then responsible is, who is responsible to rotate the dipole in clockwise order? Who is responsible to rotate the dipole in clockwise order? Torque is responsible to rotate the dipole in clockwise order. But here torque is due to the presence of electric field. Okay. Again we know electric field is conservative field and force due to electric field is conservative force. Okay. Torque is produced due to these two forces. Okay. So here force is conservative. Okay. Then change in potential energy, we may write it final potential energy minus initial potential energy is equal to change in potential energy. Okay. Now let's consider the dipole is rotated. This is initial position, initial angle theta 1. Let the dipole is rotated in anti-clockwise order. Okay. So this is initial angle. Let the dipole is rotated to the final position. If this angle is theta 1, then this angle is theta 2. The dipole is rotated in anti-clockwise order. Okay. Dipole is rotated in anti-clockwise order. Then to rotate anti-clockwise order, we have to apply external force. Means due to electric field, the dipole will automatically rotate in clockwise order. But to rotate in opposite order, if sense of rotation is opposite, then we have to apply an external torque, means external forces to rotate it in anti-clockwise order. Okay. So change in potential energy is final potential energy minus initial potential energy. This is written as delta U. Okay. Here very important concept you must remember both for your theoretical discussion and application in numericals. Change in potential energy is delta U. Change in potential energy is equal to negative of work done by conservative force and change in potential energy is equal to positive work done by external force. Or here, for rotational motion, change in potential energy is negative of work done by conservative force, due to which torque is produced. Change in potential energy is equal to positive work done by external force, due to which torque is produced. Very, very important. Okay, very important. Now we will rotate it in anti-clockwise order. Okay, see, when we rotate it in anti-clockwise order from theta 1 to theta 2, this is initial position when the dipole makes an angle theta 1 with electric field. This is final position when the dipole makes an angle theta 2 with electric field. Okay, we have to apply external torque. Again, you know the basic concept. While finding potential energy, change in potential energy, the speed should be kept constant. Means when we calculate change in potential energy, kinetic energy is kept constant. Okay, so in linear motion, linear speed is kept constant. In rotational motion, angular speed is kept constant. So to rotate in anti-clockwise order, the same forces must be applied but in opposite direction. Means if dipole experiences a force, positive charge experiences a force QE along the direction of electric field, we have to apply the same force QE on positive charge but in opposite direction. Means in a direction which is opposite to the direction of electric field for plus Q. On minus Q, we have to apply force which is along the direction of electric field, but magnitude of force is QE. Means we will apply a torque which is of same magnitude as that of torque experienced by the dipole in a uniform electric field. See students, when work is done by external agency to move the dipole from initial position to final position, then energy is stored. Amount of work done is equal to amount of energy stored in displaced position. This is the concept. Now, we'll apply torque, for which sense of rotation will be in anti-clockwise order. Means if clockwise order direction, sense of rotation is clockwise, then direction is inwards. Then if sense of rotation is anti-clockwise order, then direction is outward, and outward direction means the symbol is dot. Okay, now work done, we will apply formula for work done which we have already done. dW is equal to dot product of torque and d theta. This is due to external torque or external forces, external force or external torque. Okay, since torque is not constant, we are taking small amount of work dW is equal to torque dot d theta. Okay, in many books it's not mentioned that dW is equal to torque dot d theta, but it should be. Okay, then dW is equal to torque d theta, angle between torque and d theta. If force is external, we are applying a torque in anti-clockwise order. Rotation, sense of rotation will be in anti-clockwise order. Okay, then in this case, angle will be 0 degree, means cos 0. Okay, the torque is applied to rotate the dipole in anti-clockwise order, and dipole is rotating in anti-clockwise order, means torque is applied in anti-clockwise order, direction of torque is outward. Means by means of representation by means of dot, if angular displacement changes in anti-clockwise order, again you know direction of angular displacement is calculated by right hand thumb rule from theta 1 to theta 2. If I rotate the fingers of right hand, curl my fingers of right hand in anticlockwise order, then direction of angular displacement also in anticlockwise order or also in outward direction means dot. Means direction of applied torque due to external forces is equal to direction of angular displacement. So both are in same direction. So I do take theta is equal to 0 degree. So dw is equal to torque into d theta. So dw is equal to torque, as we have got torque is equal to p sin theta into d theta. Then to get total work as per our principle, let's integrate both sides from 0 to w. This is work by external force or by external torque or torque. External force or external torque, and that's equals to integration of p e sin theta d theta. Then we have rotated the dipole from angle theta 1 to theta 2. Okay. Then limits are from theta 1 to theta 2. Integration of dw is w, p, e are constants, bring it outside. Then integration of sin theta d theta, limits are from theta 1 to theta 2. Then work is equal to p, e, integration of sin theta d theta, cos theta. No, you know it. Integration of sin theta d theta is cos theta minus cos theta. Limits are from theta 1 to theta 2. Okay. Now, work is equal to PE minus P. Bring negative sign outside. Work is equal to minus P. Then put the respective limits cos theta 2 minus cos theta 1. Okay. So this is work done, and finally we may write work is equal to PE cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2, or theta 1. Theta 1 is initial angle, theta 2 is final angle. Then this work is done by external torque. Okay, if work is done by external torque, means external force, torque is produced due to external force, then this work is change in potential energy. Then what is potential energy? Final potential energy minus initial potential energy is equal to PE into cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. Or you may write in better way, change in potential energy is final potential energy minus initial potential energy is equal to PE into cos initial angle theta, initial theta I. Theta 1 is initial angle, I do write it, theta I means initial angle minus cos theta 2, theta 2 is final angle, I do write it cos theta f. You may accept this formula. This is a change in potential energy due to external torque or external force, and change in potential energy is positive. Change in potential energy is positive work done by external force. Okay. If you will consider conservative force, means force due to electric field, you will take it negative. Minus P into cos theta I, theta initial, minus cos theta f means theta final. Okay. This is the concept, very, very important. I am writing the concept here. Okay, I have already written here. This is very important. It should be kept in my mind always, even for application of numericals in JEE and NEET, etc. Okay, this is our concept about work done. Okay, then potential energy of dipole. Okay, I may write here I think you are taking screenshot. Work is equal to, sorry, change in potential energy delta U, that's equals to U final minus U initial, is equal to positive work by external force what we have calculated, and that's equals to delta U is equal to what we have got, that is equals to PE into theta cos theta initial minus cos theta final. Okay, this is our concept, theta 1 or theta initial, theta 2 or theta final. Okay, then we'll discuss about work done, then potential energy. Must be remembered, if work is done by conservative force, then change in potential energy is negative of work done, means you will take it minus. Okay, then about potential energy. Okay, potential energy. The dipole is rotated from one orientation to another orientation, so there must be change in potential energy. Okay, change in potential energy, we have considered two types of forces, external force and conservative force. Okay, we can't find potential energy on the basis of external force. Potential energy is only explained on the basis of conservative force. Why? I am writing here, potential energy is determined on the basis of conservative force. Okay, means on the basis of work done by conservative force. So potential energy can't be determined on the basis of non-conservative force. You know the difference between conservative and non-conservative force. The main two basic differences: work done by conservative force is independent of path. Work done by conservative force depends upon initial and final position only. Work done by conservative force independent of path but depends upon initial and final position. Again, work done by conservative force is zero in a complete path. Okay, but work done by non-conservative force is path dependent. Work done by non-conservative force is not zero in a complete path. But the first discussion is important in our lecture 20. Okay, work done by conservative force is independent of path. Work done by non-conservative force depends upon path. Suppose I do change the position of a body from position A to a new position B. The path may be directly from A to B, or the path may be from A to B like this, or the path may be from A to B like this. Okay, so under the basis of non-conservative force, different, this is path 1, this is path 2, this is path 3. So work done by non-conservative force depends upon path. Okay, then work will be different if path followed are different. Between position A and position B, I have shown you 3 paths to take a body or to take a system from initial position A to position B in different paths. So if paths are different and non-conservative force depends upon path, along different paths work will be different. So change in potential energy is different. So change in potential energy on the basis of non-conservative force doesn't require any reference point. Okay. Work is independent of reference point. See students, reference point means where we have to take or where we have to start our measurement, that is reference point. Suppose I have to measure length of this room. I have to measure length of this room. Okay. So I will measure length from this wall to opposite wall. I may start measurement, means take 0 reading from this wall. Okay. And final reading on the opposite wall. Let length of this room is found to be 5 meter. Then the same measurement can be done from opposite wall. Means if I take 0 measurement from opposite wall, then on this wall, if a meter tape is extended from the opposite wall to this wall, then again the measurement will be 5 meter. Okay. Thus the measurement is independent of reference point. Okay. But when change in potential energy we do calculate, you may take it change in potential energy by non-conservative force also, but when you will calculate potential energy, we have to take conservative force because conservative force is path independent. Okay. So potential energy is determined on the basis of work done by conservative force. Okay. So this is potential energy between any 2 orientation, theta initial and theta final. But if we have to find potential energy, we have to take a reference point where potential energy is 0. Just you recall conservative forces, gravitational force and electrostatic force are conservative force. Okay. So work done under gravitational force or electrostatic force independent of path. But if you consider frictional force, then work depends upon path. Along different path, work will be different. Okay. But potential energy, if we are calculating potential energy, then we have to take conservative force into our account, or potential energy is defined in conservative field only. To get potential energy, we have to take a reference point where potential energy is 0. We have to assume a point, we have to assume a reference point, we have to assume an initial point where potential energy is 0. Okay, see, if this is an uniform electric field, E, okay, if I place a dipole like this is minus q, this is plus q, this is direction of dipole moment, this is direction of electric field, so angle between them is theta, here theta is 90 degree. If a dipole is perpendicular to the electric field, means if dipole moment is perpendicular to the direction of electric field, then theta is 90 degree. If theta is 90 degree, we may take initial angle is 90 degree, then potential energy, change in potential energy is final potential energy minus initial potential energy, and it will be PE into cos theta I. Theta I is initial angle, which is 90 degree, minus theta cos theta final. We may rotate the dipole to any angle from theta I to theta F, means initial angle to final angle. In this case, change in potential energy will become U final minus 0, because cos theta 90 is 0, P cos theta 90 is 0. Okay. Final initial position, for initial position theta I cos 90 is 0. So theta final minus theta initial, and that's equals to delta U is equal to final potential energy is equal to PE into cos 90 is 0 minus cos theta final. So change in potential energy is U final is equal to minus P cos theta final. So in general, we may write, in general, potential energy at any position of a dipole theta, we may write it U is equal to minus P cos theta. U final U theta, cos theta final theta, theta final is theta. At any position, at any orientation, if dipole makes any angle theta with electric field, then potential energy is minus cos theta, or we may write potential energy is minus P vector dot E vector. Okay, where theta is angle between dipole moment and electric field. Okay, this is in your book, you can find in your book, but this concept means dot product of torque and d theta etc. are usually not mentioned in book. You should know it. So this is formula for potential energy, this is formula for potential this is formula for change in potential energy, this is formula for potential energy, and as we have discussed, potential energy is determined on the basis of work done by conservative force. Okay, this is very important. Change in potential energy is equal to positive work due to external force or due to external torque. Change in potential energy is negative work due to conservative force. Okay, again potential energy is determined on the basis of work done by conservative force. To get potential energy, we have to take initial position or reference point in such a way that where potential energy must be 0. Okay, this is our assumption. Just recall, my dear students, in gravitational field or in electric field, for a point charge, potential energy is 0 at infinity. So infinity is a reference point for gravitational field. For electric field also, for a point charge producing electric field, infinity is potential point, reference point to have 0 potential energy of a charge. But if a dipole is placed in uniform electric field, then the orientation of electric dipole must be perpendicular to electric field, so have to get 0 potential energy, or this is the reference point where potential energy is 0. Means when the dipole is perpendicular to the direction of electric field, then potential energy is 0. This is our initial reference point. For any angle theta, potential energy is minus Pe cos theta. Theta is any angle for any position of dipole. And finally, potential energy is minus dot product of dipole moment vector and electric field vector. Okay, very important. Next, I have discussed with you. I will discuss about stable and unstable equilibrium briefly in this lecture, as I have promised in my previous lecture 19. Okay, I have taken screenshot. Very good. We will take different positions of a dipole in an uniform electric field. Okay, this is first case. This is direction of electric field. Case 2, this is electric field, uniform electric field. Electric field is E. Third position, this is representation of a uniform electric field. E. Okay, next. Suppose in first case, this is direction of electric field, a dipole is placed like this. This is minus q, this is plus q, length of dipole is 2l, this is direction of electric field, and this is direction of dipole moment, and here theta is 90 degree. Okay, if you place a dipole like this plus q will experience a force along the direction of electric field QE, and this minus q will experience a force opposite to the direction of electric field. This is QE. And in this case, theta is 90 degree and torque is maximum, P sin 90. So here magnitude of torque is maximum. Okay, so resultant force F resultant is 0, but torque is maximum. Resultant force, I do write it Fr, resultant force is 0, but resultant torque is maximum. Maximum means P is maximum. Resultant force is 0, resultant torque is maximum. Okay, here potential energy, U minus Pe minus P cos theta cos 90, so potential energy is 0. Then case 2, let in this case a dipole is placed parallel to the direction of electric field. This is minus q, this is plus q, this is direction of dipole moment. Okay, this plus q, see, direction of electric field is from high potential to low potential. This positive charge will experience a force along the direction of electric field, this is QE, and this negative charge will experience a force opposite to the direction of electric field, this is also QE. Okay, so here see, these two forces are separated by a perpendicular distance, means these two forces have different lines of action since there is a perpendicular distance between them. But here these two forces are equal and opposite, but they have same line of action, means here there is no perpendicular distance between two equal and opposite forces. So here angle between, here theta is 90 degree, here theta is 0 degree, means dipole moment is parallel to the direction of electric field. Here resultant force is also 0 because these two forces QE and QE are opposite in direction and they have equal in magnitude, so resultant force is 0. Again, resultant torque. Resultant torque is PE cos theta, theta is minus PE cos theta, potential energy minus PE cos theta, theta is 0 degree. Then resultant torque is minus P, which is minimum. The dot product of A vector and B vector, dot product is minimum when theta is 180 degree, means minus AB is minimum. Here resultant torque is minimum. Okay. Then potential energy. In case 2, potential energy is minus P cos 0 degree. Sorry, torque is P sin theta, sin theta, torque is P sin theta, theta is 0. So torque is 0, means torque is minimum. Okay. The wrong concept I have taken. Torque is equal to P cos theta as that of the thing in mind is potential energy. Torque is P sin theta, theta is 0 degree, torque is minimum. In sin theta, 0 is minimum value. In cos theta, minus 1 is minimum value. So here torque is minimum. Again, potential energy is minimum. Okay. Here force is also, you may write minimum. Here also force is minimum. Okay. Then third case, in this case, let's consider a dipole. This is plus Q and this is minus Q. Okay. So here, direction of dipole moment is from minus Q to plus Q. So here direction of dipole moment is opposite to the direction of electric field. Since direction of electric field is from positive to negative, this minus Q will experience a force which is opposite to the direction of electric field. This is QE. And this plus Q will experience a force parallel to the direction of electric field. This force is also QE. Again, as that of case 2, between these two forces there is no perpendicular distance. These two forces have same line of action. Okay. So again here, angle between dipole moment and electric field, they are opposite in direction. So here theta is 180 degree. Then in this case, resultant force is also 0 or minimum, because these two forces are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. So resultant force is 0. Again, resultant torque, but this is not minus P sin theta. Okay. Resultant torque is P E sin theta, theta is 180 degree. Then resultant torque is 0, means minimum. Then about potential energy. Potential energy U is minus PE cos theta, and here minus PE cos 180 degree. And as you know, cos 180 degree is minus 1, minus into minus plus, means this is plus PE. This potential energy is maximum. Okay. See, when theta is 90 degree, potential energy is 0, torque is maximum, force is minimum. Between these two cases, okay, in both the cases, force and torque are minimum. In both cases, resultant force is 0, resultant torque is 0. Resultant force is 0, means this is the condition of translatory equilibrium. Resultant torque is 0 is the condition of rotational equilibrium. So when the dipole is placed either parallel or anti-parallel to the direction of electric field, in both the cases the conditions satisfy linear equilibrium, means translatory equilibrium, and rotational equilibrium. But if we compare potential energy, if the dipole is placed parallel to the electric field, potential energy is minimum. If dipole is placed anti-parallel to the direction of electric field, potential energy is maximum. I will discuss a small example with you about mechanical potential energy. Okay, I am doing here. See students, suppose this is a hemispherical bowl. Hemispherical bowl. This is kept like this. The same hemispherical bowl is kept inverted. If you keep a body at this position, I just kept the body at this position. Here resultant force is 0, resultant torque is 0, both the conditions are satisfied. But here potential energy is maximum. Here potential energy is maximum. If you take this is ground, then this is height h. Then at this position, potential energy is mgh, is means maximum. So if I tilt the bowl a little, then obviously it may slide down on it either along this direction or along this direction. It will be displaced from that original position, means top of the bowl, from the top of the bowl. But if you kept a body, same body of mass m, at the bottom of the bowl, it will not be detached from its initial position. Even if you tilt the bowl like this, it may move, but it will again regain its original position. It may move up. If you tilt it, then it will return back to its original position. If you tilt along this direction, again it will return to its original position, means it will retain its original stable equilibrium position. So this is the position of stable equilibrium where potential energy is minimum, here potential energy is maximum. So if a dipole is placed parallel to the direction of electric field, potential energy is minimum. If a dipole is placed anti-parallel to the direction of electric field, potential energy is maximum. But in both the cases, resultant force as well as resultant torque is 0. So this is the position. If the dipole is placed parallel to the direction of electric field, this is the position of stable equilibrium. Okay. Here also resultant force and resultant torque is 0, but potential energy is minimum. Maximum. So if the dipole is tilted a little, it will rotate. But in this case, if the dipole is tilted a little, it will again come back to its original position due to torque experienced by the conservative field. If the dipole is tilted here, from this position to this position, see, minus q is brought to this position, plus q is brought to this position. So it will not, it will again rotate once round. So this is unstable. So if the dipole is placed anti-parallel to the direction of electric field, this is the position of unstable equilibrium. Potential energy maximum, unstable equilibrium. This case is unstable equilibrium. Potential energy is minimum. This is the case of stable equilibrium. Okay, these are the three cases. So I think this is the better explanation to explain stable and unstable equilibrium. This is the end of discussion in lecture 20, but very small application numericals, not numericals. I will not take any numerical data, I will use variables, just some fundamental discussion. Okay, I'll take some time to show you some 2 or 3 examples. General level questions means board based questions come like this. Question number 1. An electric dipole consists of charges minus q and plus q separated by a distance, suppose L, okay, placed in uniform electric field E. Okay, what is work done to change its position from its stable equilibrium position to unstable equilibrium position? These are usual questions, and as we know, if the dipole is at stable equilibrium, then initial angle is 0 degree. Stable equilibrium, initial angle is 0 degree, and at unstable equilibrium, final angle will be 180 degree. Then we have to find work done. Very simple. Then work is equal to PE by external agency. We will apply external agency. Work done is equal to PE cos theta initial minus cos theta final. Stable equilibrium angle is 0 degree, means dipole is parallel to the direction of electric field. Unstable equilibrium angle is 180 degree, means dipole is anti-parallel to the direction of electric field. Then it's very simple. P cos 0 minus cos 180 degree. Then work is equal to PE cos 0 is 1 minus cos 180 minus 1, and work will be 2PE. Very simple. Okay, or it may be directly mentioned what is work done to change its position from 0 degree to 180 degree directly. Okay, then question number 2. Okay, P is not mentioned, Q and L is mentioned. Then in this case, P dipole moment is charge into distance between two equal and opposite charges into E. Okay, 2P. 2 in place of P we can write Q into L. In place of 2L, L is given into E. So leave it like this. Okay, or you may write 2PE or 2QLE. Okay, then question number 2. A dipole consists of charges minus Q and plus Q separated by distance L placed in uniform electric field. What is work done to change its position from is placed in an uniform electric field making an angle 30 degree. Okay, what is work done to change angle by 30 degree? To increase the angle, to increase the angle by 30 degree. Okay. This is representation of electric field. Let electric field is E. The dipole is initially like this. This is the dipole. This is minus q. This is plus q. This is direction of dipole moment. Initial angle is theta I, which is 30 degree. We have to increase the angle. To increase the angle by 30 degree means we have to again increase angle 30 degree. Means we have to bring the dipole to this position. Okay. By increasing the angle again 30 degree means theta 2 is 60 degree, or you may write theta final is 60 degree. 30 degree plus 30 degree. So final angle is 60 degree. Again the same formula. Work is equal to PE cos theta initial minus cos theta final. So work is equal to P Q into L, charge and distance between the charges, into E. Cos initial angle is 30 degree minus cos final angle is 60 degree. Now you can solve it. Q E L, or we first write it P cos 30. What is cos 30? Root 3 by 2 minus cos 60 1 by 2. Then work is equal to root 3 minus 1 by 2 into P, or you may write it finally root 3 minus 1 by 2. In place of P we can write Q into L into E, or finally you may write root 3 minus 1 by 2 into Q L E. Okay, this is our answer. Then third question, last question, question number 3. The same question on electric dipole consists of charges minus q plus q separated by distance L placed in uniform electric field is rotated from theta initial to theta final as shown. Find work done. Okay. So may be given in diagram the representation. This is the representation of electric field. Diagram is given in your question. This is electric field. Let this is the initial position of the dipole. This is minus q. This is plus q. This is theta initial. Let this angle is 30 degree. Okay. The dipole is rotated like this. Rotated like this. This angle is 60 degree. Okay. Theta final is not mentioned. We have to find theta final. Then we have to calculate work done. This is the initial position of the dipole. This is P. This is final position of the dipole. This is P. So if this angle is theta 1, obviously this total angle is theta final. Theta initial, this is theta final. See, this total angle is 180 degree. This angle is 30 degree. This angle is 60 degree. So obviously this angle 30, 60, 90. So this angle is 90 degree. Means here theta final, this total angle, final angle is 120 degree. This is 60 degree. This is 90 degree. So 30 plus 90. This total angle is 120 degree. Theta initial 30 degree. Okay, this is theta final, this is 120 degree. Now it is easier. Work is equal to PE into cos theta initial. Theta initial is 30 degree minus cos theta final. Theta is 120 degree. Again P is Q into L. Distance is L into E. Cos 30. Cos 30 is minus root 3 by 2 30 60. Okay, minus root 3 by 2, sorry, cos 30 root 3 by 2 minus 1 by 2. Then your answer will be, you may write it in this case also again P. Then this is equals to minus plus root 3 plus 1 by 2 into P, or finally you may write root 3 plus 1 by 2 into P is Q into L into E, or you may write Q E L. Initial angle 30 degree, rotated to new position. Final angle is not given, but this angle is given. 60, 30, 90. So this angle is 90. So total angle, final angle is 30 plus 90 means 120 degree. Okay. This is end of lecture 20. Okay. Again, I will come to you in lecture 21 with some basic concept, conceptual discussion for numericals. Okay. And I hope this will help you for your better fundamental. Okay. Thank you students, thank you for your sincere support. Again I will meet you in lecture 21. Thanks.